Today's video, it's quite an interesting one, and it's about Donald Trump, okay? And I'm just going to say one thing, okay? I'm just going to say one thing. Revelation 9:11. 9:11. Okay? Let me repeat it again. Revelation 9:11. 9/11. Now we're going to be putting this together today, and I'm going to show you how Donald Trump could actually be Apollyon from the book of Revelation, the king that rules over us. Abaddon, Apollyon. Now I don't know how this works. I don't know if he's going to be possessed by Apollyon, okay, from the bottomless pit, or if he just honours him in his mansion. But he has a very strong connection to Apollyon in the book of Revelation, specifically Revelation 9:11. They name the World Trade Centers 9/11. And also, if you ring emergency services in America, it's 911. 9/11 again. The World Trade Center's 9/11. Emergency services 911. 9/11. Revelation 9/11. They had a king over them from the bottomless pit. Apollyon Abaddon in Greek. The Greek god Apollyon is connected to Donald Trump, okay? So let's get into it. Now I'm going to start off by saying Donald Trump was elected president in 2016, okay? This was years after 9/11 when the World Trade Centers came down, okay? We are told that Apollyon, yes, is the angel from the bottomless pit. Now, when the World Trade Centers were blown up, they built a memorial after, as I will show you in a minute. The memorial is a black cube bottomless pit going down into the ground, and there's two of them where the Twin Towers were. So, is the bottomless pit where the World Trade Centers once stood? Is that what those endless black squares are in the floor where the Twin Towers memorial is in America? We are told that this angel from the bottomless pit, obviously he comes out of the smoke of the bottomless pit, and locusts come out. Locusts with stings, and they sting people for 5 months, those who have refused to accept the gospel of Jesus Christ and those who have taken the mark of the beast. They come out to torment people for 5 months. On my channel, I've discussed Elon Musk being the false prophet who's putting the mark of the beast in people's heads, which is microchips. Now, is Donald Trump Apollyon Abaddon? Is he the ruler over us, the king over us from the bottomless pit that came out of the World Trade Centers that fell? Right? He honours the god Apollyon. They named the moon landing the Apollo mission. Apollo, Apollyon, Abaddon. Okay? Donald Trump is either Apollyon himself, or is possessed by him, or he just honours him in his estate, as the Bible says here. Daniel 11:38. But in his estate shall he honour the God of forces, and the God whom his fathers knew not. Shall he honour with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. So we're told that the man of sin, the Antichrist, is going to honour the God of forces with gold, okay, and pleasant things. Here's Donald Trump in his estate, as we just read in Daniel. He will honour the God of forces in his estate with pleasant things and gold. Apollyon is painted on his ceiling, and he's honouring him with gold. There's no one like Donald Trump for showing off his love for gold. He even has a gold face, a bronze face, because he's honouring the god Apollyon. As you can see, gold. Everything with Donald Trump is gold. Even he's gold himself. Okay? And I believe that the image of him, the image of the beast, in the book of Revelation, the image of the beast that the world's forced to worship in the end days, is going to be a golden statue of him, like King Nebuchadnezzar done in Babylon. So in his estate, according to Daniel, in his mansion, he will honour a god with gold. He will honour Apollyon with gold. Donald Trump loves gold. Here's Donald Trump, golden coins. Here's Donald Trump's golden toilet. Here's Donald Trump's golden sink. Here's Donald Trump's golden sneakers. Here's Donald Trump's golden whistle. Here's Donald Trump's golden building. Here's Donald Trump's golden card. Here's Donald Trump's World Cup golden trophy, along with his special golden key. Here's Donald Trump with another World Cup, golden World Cup. Here's Donald Trump's golden dome for America. Here's Donald Trump loving the gold. He's a man of gold. He honours a god of forces in his estate with gold. And that god of forces is Apollyon. So I've just shown you that there's nobody on earth that loves gold more than Donald Trump. He's always flaunting it. Daniel 11:38, but in his estate shall he honour the god of forces, which is Apollyon, Abaddon, and a god whom his fathers knew not, shall he honour with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things. Fulfillment of Daniel 11:38. He honours a god of forces in his estate with gold and precious things. Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon. Abaddon. But in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon. So here's the ceiling of Donald Trump's estate. Apollo mural on ceiling portrayed crossing the heavens. I'm just going to zoom in on that ceiling for you so you can see Apollo, the god of forces, riding the horses. And in his estate he shall honour the god of forces with gold and pleasant things. There's Apollyon on the ceiling, and we are told we have a king over us in the book of Revelation 9:11. We had a king over us from the bottomless pit, Apollyon Abaddon. Don. And this is also a picture on his wall in his estate. Apollo led in his chariot by Aurora. Greek vases in Amphionian style. So you can see here that he's honouring the Greek god Apollo, Apollyon. Okay? And it should come as no surprise for those of you who are awake that they named the moon landing the Apollo mission after Apollo, Apollyon, the Greek god who Donald Trump honours. Okay? The whole world's being deceived by America. They never went to the moon. And now Donald Trump's saying that he's going to plant the stripes and stars on Mars.
The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
They're saying they're going to go to Mars. Prove there is a Mars. It's not written in the Bible. There's no Mars in the Bible. They're deceiving the whole world. Apollyon, the king over us from the bottomless pit, from the book of Revelation 9:11, okay, is all over Donald Trump's mansion, and they're naming the moon landed after him as well. So the whole world's being deceived by America. We got to wake up. Now, here's another reason why I know that Donald Trump is the son of perdition, the Antichrist, the beast that rises from the sea from the book of Revelation. He's the one that's going to take on Jesus Christ. He's the one that's going to unite all the armies through a false peace. Okay? He's the one that's going to deceive Israel as their Messiah. Okay? And this is another reason why I believe that he is the son of perdition. Daniel 8:24-25 reads, "And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand." Now, what's significant about this? We're told he's going to prosper. He's going to destroy the holy people, okay? And he's going to, by peace, destroy many. Daniel says he will destroy the holy people, and he will prosper whilst doing it. And he will destroy many through peace. Donald Trump's the head of the peace board in the Middle East. He's uniting the Islamic world with the Jewish people in Israel. Israel have also called Donald Trump their Messiah, the Mashiach. Okay? They've gave him a crown, an awarded crown of Jerusalem. He received a crown. He was given an award that called him the Prince of Peace. And he's over the Middle East Peace Board, bringing peace, trying to bring global peace with all the wars. Donald Trump is doing what it says in Daniel. He's prospering. He's honouring a god in his estate, Apollo, with gold. And he's bringing global peace. But he's going to destroy many through it. So, of course, we've got to do our research into Apollyon. So we know he's written in the Bible in Revelation 9:11. He's the angel from the bottomless pit who ends up bringing locusts that sting people for 5 months out of the abyss. So, Apollyon is a significant figure in Christian theology known as the Destroyer. The Greek name for the Hebrew angel, Abaddon, the angel of the abyss or bottomless pit, appearing in the book of Revelation 9:11 as the leader of demonic locusts during the end times. He represents ultimate destruction, but is also interpreted as a force God uses against his enemies, with some traditions linking him to Satan or the beast. Biblical significance of Revelation 9:11. His name's Apollyon in Greek, translates to destroyer, while Abaddon in Hebrew means destruction or ruin. Funny that, isn't it? The World Trade Center's 9/11. Revelation 9:11. Destruction, ruin. Role: he commands a swarm of locusts like demons from the abyss, tasked with tormenting humanity for 5 months. So those who reject Jesus Christ and God and the gospel, those who start taking the mark of the beast, you're going to be tormented by these locusts that are going to come out of the pit. And I believe I know where those 2 pits are. Remember, Apollyon means destroyer or ruin, destruction or ruin. Look, there's the memorials from 9/11, from the ruin, destruction. There's the pits. I think I know where the abyss is. It's the deep, bottomless pit. that's in the floor of the memorial of the old World Trade Centers. I think they're going to come out of there in the end times and start stinging everybody all over the world. They've rejected Jesus. And I think the king over them that's ruling them is Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump's Apollyon, or possessed by the angel that's Apollyon. Something weird's going on, guys. I think Donald Trump is Abaddon, Don. And if you research the meaning of Don, which we're going to show you in a minute, it means world ruler. So Don is the world ruler, the beast from the sea, America, the son of perdition. Now, this is where it gets dark. This is where the pandemic of 2019 comes into it, okay? This is where that comes into it. You know, a certain thing that people were putting in their arms on the wing of their temple. Well, this is where that comes into it, okay? Apollyon arrows. Apollyon arrows refers to arrows associated with the figure of Apollyon, the destroyer, from the Bible's book of Revelation, often linked to pestilence, plague, and destruction, connecting to the Greek god Apollo's association with both healing and disease, and appearing in various media like video games. The binding of Isaac for honor and fantasy is powerful, often deadly projectiles. So in mythology and religion, which Christianity is the truth, there's no doubt about it, I'm showing you the proof. Apollyon, the name, means destroyer, appearing in Revelation as the angel of the abyss. Apollo, the Greek god of archery, music, and light, whose arrows could bring plague and disease or healing, paralleling Apollyon's destructive nature. That's America, guys. All your celebrities, musicians, Hollywood. Apollyon's over the music. He's over the jibbity jab. He's over it all. It's coming out of America. And them locusts are going to come out of them pits in the end times. Okay? Apollo, the Greek god of archery, music, and light, whose arrows could bring plague and disease or healing, paralleling Apollion's destructive nature. Biblical context: Apollyon's arrows are often imagined as demonic or plague bringing, representing divine judgment or demonic forces. So God is using Trump, Apollyon, to shoot things in people. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, 2019, yeah. Nappies over the face, certain little thing in the arm. Remember what I'm talking about? He's being used for divine judgment on the earth because the earth's rejecting Jesus Christ. Because they've turned away from God. Okay? They're drinking and eating and giving in marriage. I myself also have been a drunkard and sexually immoral. The world's turning on God. Okay? And many people just flat out reject the gospel of Jesus Christ. They just reject it. Okay? He's sending divine judgment on the earth, and Trump's doing it. Apollyon is doing it, bringing destruction and plague and disease. Because you've got to remember, those demonic locusts, they come out of them pits and sting people for 5 months who've took the mark of the beast. And I told you guys in my videos on my channel, if you're following along, Elon Musk is the second beast, the false prophet, putting the mark of the beast in people's brains. He's chipping humanity in the head. My last video, you can go and watch, 1,000 people to be chipped in 2026. He's chipping people in the head with the mark of the beast. And what do you think is going to happen when they merge with AI and they're getting these things in their brains and their hands and they start getting blisters and boils and these adverse reactions from having the tech implanted in the body? And then these things come out and sting them. I'm telling you guys, the world's going to be deceived. Technology is a part of it as well. The jibbity jabs are a part of it as well. It's all a part of it. And Donald Trump, I think, is Apollyon Abaddon from the book of Revelation. And I think he came from 9/11 when the World Trade Centers went down. The World Trade Centers got blown up and went down. Then now there's bottomless pits left there, filled with water, endless bottomless pits at the memorial. And then Trump, after 9/11, became president in 2016, and now he's president again today. I think the son of perdition is Donald Trump. So Donald Trump was the one that signed off Operation Warp Speed. I'm going to show you a picture of it in a minute. Donald Trump signed off on the shot that goes in the arm. He signed off on it. Operation Warp Speed. He's the father of the you-know-what that goes in the arm. Where Apollyon shoots arrows. Injections. Apollyon, the name means destroyer, appearing in Revelation as the angel of the abyss. Apollo, the Greek god of archery, music and light, whose arrows could bring plague and disease or healing, paralleling Apollyon's destructive nature. Apollyon's arrows are often imagined as demonic or plague-bringing, representing divine judgment or demonic forces. So I'll tell you that again. Remember 2019, what happened. Okay? And remember the deadly arrows that were being shot at people's arms. Okay? It's come from the Greek god Apollyon, who I believe is actually Donald Trump. So who was the one that brought about Operation Warp Speed? The Jibbity Jab Summit. Who was the father of the Jibbity Jab that goes in the arm? It was Donald Trump. Because he was shooting deadly arrows at people's arms, causing plague and disease. Do you know why? Because he's Apollyon. That's what Apollyon does. Side-by-side comparison. Apollyon shooting his deadly arrows, causing plague. And on the right, you've got your certain shot that got shot in everyone's arms in 2019. Because they've been deceived. They're under divine judgment from God. Do you know why? Because they turned their back on Jesus Christ. And because they've turned their back on Jesus Christ and they refuse to believe the truth and have pleasure in unrighteousness, because they refuse to believe the gospel, he's sending divine judgment on them through the means of plague and destruction. Think of 2019. Okay? There you go. That's what that was. And now you know why he signed off on the jibbity jab in the arm. Look, President Donald J. Trump, Operation Warp Speed v. Summit. Because he's Apollyon shooting his deadly arrows at people. Okay? Remember, Apollyon means destruction, ruin. 9/11, World Trade Center, 9/11, destruction, ruin. Revelation 9/11, they had a king over them who's Apollyon Abaddon. Donald Trump's Apollyon, guys, Abaddon. He's the king over us. From the bottomless pit, the angel from the bottomless pit. And very soon, the false prophet, his right-hand man, marking people's heads, the chips. Elon sticking the chips in. Elon makes fire come down from the sky, from heaven with his rockets. He's deceiving the world. He's putting chips in their heads. And there's going to be these locusts that are going to come out over the earth from the pits, from America, stinging everybody for 5 months. Okay? Trumpets have been heard all over the world in the skies and people don't want to know. They want to make excuses for it. No, God's warned you all. You were warned before the pandemic and you're still being warned now from trumpets in the sky. You can't hear it. I'll be making a video on the trumpets being sounded all over the world. God's warning us. He's sending divine judgment on the earth, and he did it through 2019 with the jibbity jabs. He did it through Apollyon, through Trump, and this summit. That's what this whole thing was, guys. So we're told that Apollyon, this Greek god, the angel of the abyss, of all the angel of all these demonic locusts in the pit, he comes out of the smoke. He comes out of the destruction, out of the abyss. He comes out of the abyss, yes? Well, it makes me think about the World Trade Centers, the abyss, the fire, the smoke, the ground. And now there's pits down there, square, endless, bottomless chasms in the ground. You know? And I'm like, oh my goodness me, Revelation 9/11, World Trade Centers 9/11, Apollyon, Abaddon. And then I'm looking at Donald Trump and I'm like, presidency 2016. And I'm like, oh, it's all fitting in together. Okay? The king over us, the Greek king, the Greek god, Apollyon Abaddon, the angel. Okay? The World Trade Centers, yeah, went down in smoke. The smoke went up. And now there's like these little pits down there in the memorial. Okay? As I've shown you today, guys, this is insane, right? We're told that he is the king of the locusts in the bottomless pit, and he comes out of the destruction, the ruin. Next thing you know, the World Trade Centers are hit. Okay? The World Trade Centers are hit. There's smoke everywhere. There's ruin and destruction everywhere. Apollyon Okay? And then all of a sudden this man just comes out of the blue, out of nowhere, and he becomes president in 2016. And now he's president again today. Pushing artificial intelligence and implantable technologies on the White House website, which I've covered on my channel. They're going to start implanting the mark of the beast in people, guys. It's the mark of Donald Trump. Donald Trump's the beast, and Elon's implanting the chips in people's heads and hands. It's his mark, but the false prophet enforces it on the world. Okay? He's come out of the abyss. He's come out of the destruction, the ruin of 9/11. Revelation 9/11, Apollyon Abaddon. We have a king over us. Who's the king? It's Donald Trump. He shoots deadly arrows. And then next thing you know, he's bringing peace in the Middle East. And he's the head of the peace board in the Middle East with Israel and all the Arab nations. You can't make this up, guys. Donald Trump is literally come out of the abyss of 9/11, the World Trade Centers. And you read Revelation 9/11, we have a king over us called Abaddon. Don. And it means world ruler, which I'm going to show you now. But look, he's bringing peace to the Middle East and the whole world. He's trying to sort all the wars. And he was given a crown. It doesn't say he's wearing a crown on his head or anything like that. It says he was given a crown. Guess what? The Jews in Israel gave him a crown. Okay? Literally, he was given a crown as well. So he's got the crown as well. This is my point. He could be the Antichrist. There is this beast that rises from the sea with a mouth like a lion. You know, he's a world leader. He's got a mouth like a lion. He's a lion, guys. Look, it's Donald Trump, guys. I'm telling you now. The beast from the sea from Revelation 13 is Donald Trump. It is. It's him. He's the beast. Okay? So, literally, that's what I've got for you today. I don't want to drag it on too long. But as you can see, yes, Donald Trump, we're told in the book of Daniel, in his estate, he will honour a god of forces. Who's that god? Well, we're told in Revelation, it's Apollyon Abaddon. Okay? Now, when you read Revelation 9:11, it's saying we have a king over us from the bottomless pit. But then you've got to remember, guys, Revelation 9:11, 9/11, the World Trade Centers. And when you call emergency service in America, what is it? 911. Okay? 9/11. It's 9/11. Revelation 9/11. They're telling you, they're showing you, right? Revelation 9:11, the king over us, Abaddon, Apollyon, okay? He comes out of the abyss, which I believe happened after 9/11, but the locusts are going to come out later on and start stinging everybody for 5 months later on in the tribulation, okay? Because he's the king over these locusts that are in that pit, right? So I think that Donald Trump is actually Apollyon. I think he's Abaddon, Apollyon. I do. It says that Apollyon's over all the music as well. America, Hollywood, the music industry. All the celebrities are saying they've sold their soul to the devil. The footage is out there on YouTube. Katy Perry said she sold her soul to the devil. Well, now she's crying, talking about the grace of God, saying she feels so bad for what she's done. Because she sold herself to the beast. She sold herself for the earthly kingdoms on the earth from Satan. From the son of perdition working under Satan. It's Trump, guys. Okay? He honours a god of forces, Apollyon, in his mansion with gold. I've shown you. Gold. He's gold, gold, gold. Everything about him's gold. He even tarnishes his face gold. He thinks he's Apollyon. I think he's actually Apollyon. Or possessed by him. There's something going on. And I've seen Donald Trump shapeshifting. His teeth shapeshift. His eyes, he's got like lizard eyes. I sound crazy to you guys. That's just another video that I'll have to do. I've got the evidence. It's got all the video footage of it happening. There ain't no like glitching or no filters or nothing. It's like real teeth shapeshifting and stuff. In fact, there's a video on my channel. If you go here, check this one out here. Elon Musk and Donald Trump possessed by the 3 frog-like spirits from the book of Revelation. And I'll show you videos of him shapeshifting. Because these spirits are in him. And Elon Musk, he's changed his name. He changed his name on X to Kekis Maximus. Kek is it's got a frog head. So Elon Musk is the false prophet making fire come down from the sky, which is his rockets. He's putting the mark in people's foreheads, which is his chips, his Neuralink. He's going to do 1,000 this year in 2026, he said. You've got to watch all my videos, guys. I've got it all. It's there. I've got it. You've got to watch my stuff. You've got to, because I've got it all there for you. I'll put it all together. It's happening. Jesus is coming. Okay? The beast and the false prophet are here. They're here now. Okay? They're alive now and they're on the world stage. They're the most powerfulest men on the earth. Okay? It's Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I'm telling you, I think they're the two beasts of Revelation. Research what I've told you. So that's going to be it for this video. I think I'm just going to finish off with like a clip from someone else talking about Donald Trump. He's going to throw a few things in there about his building, number of the beast, 666, a few other things. I'm just going to finish off with that. The gospel of your salvation is written in 1 Corinthians 15, 3-4. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and his death, burial, and resurrection, and you shall be saved. We're not saved by our works, okay? We're told that we're saved by his grace through our faith, okay? Not of our works, lest any man should boast. Ephesians 2, 8-9. So, live in faith and believe in the gospel and be ready, okay? Because the beast system's coming on the earth, okay? It's coming on the earth. If it wasn't coming on the earth, I wouldn't be able to make these videos for you with all the proof and information. It just wouldn't be out there. It's coming. It's out there. Research. And I want to add one more thing before I do go and let you watch this video that this other guy done. MAGA, which is Donald Trump's movement, Make America Great Again. MAGA is the 5th degree in the Church of Satan on the official website online. Okay? MAGA, Make America Great Again, 5th degree in the Church of Satan. Do you want to know what a magus is? Here it is. It means sorcerer, witchcraft, deceiver. And he was shooting things in the arms. Okay? Pharmakeia, stuff being pumped into the bloodstream, sorcery, witchcraft, this fluid that he was the father of, Operation Warp Speed. It's all tying together. The great men of the earth deceived all the nations through their sorceries. They did. It's all in Revelation, under Apollyon, Donald Trump. It's all there. 9/11, World Trade Centers, Revelation, 9/11, Apollyon, Abaddon, Donald Trump. That's what this is, okay? So MAGA is the 5th degree in the Church of Satan. And recently, if you go on my channel, you will see a video I did here on the official website of the White House. They are bringing 6G network. There's 6, number of the beast. 6G network with implantable technologies to implant in human beings' hands and heads. The mark of the beast. Get ready, guys. Get ready.
I'm wondering what one or two of your most favorite Bible verses are.
Well, I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible... The whole Bible is an incredible... I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness. And I do that as often as possible because I feel cleansed, okay?
Do you actively go to church, or is that something that is more just when you can?
Right. Well, I go as much as I can, always on Christmas, always on Easter, always when there's a major occasion, and during the Sundays. I'm a Sunday church person. I'll go when I can. Well, I get sent Bibles by a lot of people.
Where are all those Bibles anyhow now?
Well, actually, we keep them in a certain place, a very, very nice place.
Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world. And he didn't get there by accident.
I'm not saying it based on just my opinion. I'm basing it on the evidence of Donald Trump that he has revealed himself. Now, when we look at his penthouse, right here we have pictures of his penthouse. His penthouse is decorated with paintings and artwork that pays homage to the deities of ancient mythology. On his ceiling, he has a painting of Apollo on a chariot being led into the sky by Aurora. He also has Apollo on his mantle. Additionally, we can find other carved images in his penthouse. Here's one of the mythological deities Eros and Psyche. Why does Trump have this? Well, some could say it's just decoration. He's into mythology. He likes the storyline of Apollo and finds it neat. We could say that. Now, before anyone says it's no big deal, I want to remind everyone watching this of the prophecy in the book of Revelation. It's found in chapter 9, and it says, "And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power." This is a prophecy of what's going to happen during the tribulation period. At some point in the future, God is going to allow the bottomless pit to be opened. He's going to allow that hatch to be opened so that demon creatures will come to the surface of the earth to lay waste to those under judgment, to those who have rejected God. And then it goes on to say that these demonic creatures have a king over them. Verse 11, "Which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue his name is Apollyon, which is another rendition of Apollo." This is Trump Tower before your eyes. The inverted pyramid that represents the female Asherah is built into his building. It's right there. And we also see above the inverted triangle 7 pillars rising, which represents Baal. So we have the female and the male in Trump Tower. There's another image of it. Count the points at the top of the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 points. And now for the grand finale. Let's zoom in on the inverted pyramid. If you're looking at this image, let's count the trees going across. 1, starting from the left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see it? 6 on the top. And then when we count down the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same thing on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does this mean? It means that Trump's inverted triangle of Asherah that's on his building in the exterior of his home for the last 33 years represents 666. And it doesn't stop there, folks. Look at this. The fertility cult always places a grove of trees. Trees represent the feminine. And how interesting is it that Trump's inverted pyramid is made up with a grove of trees? And also, when you're looking from afar, the trees appear to look like the private area of a woman's anatomy. It's right there, folks. Some of you are thinking I'm being crude. We're all adults. It is right there. This cannot be denied. Now, is this a coincidence? Did Trump not know what his tower looked like? Of course he did. He designed it. Here's an image of the young Trump standing over his temple. He could put his finger on the triangle and count the steps. He was proud of it. He had to know about the inverted 666 triangle. It was his design. And also when we look at the upper portion, we can see that the upper portion of the building simulates the rising pillars of Baal. And right here, it's plain to see. You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, what does this mean? The pillars of Baal rise up and the inverted pyramid transcends down into the earth. Now, right here's a 3D image of the tower to make it a little bit easier to see. And here's another view from the top of the tower, from the roof looking down. And as you can see, we have the 7 points below and then the pyramid toward the end. This is looking down. So we have the 666 pyramid sitting on 7 mountains. Here's a close-up of the 666 inverted triangle. Now, folks, here it is before our eyes. It's right here. And Donald Trump was either deliberate with the tower's design or it was an accident. But do you think it was? When we take all of the things we've looked at, I believe that Donald Trump was deliberate with the design of the tower, which completely tells the story of Baal's pillars and Asherah's fertility. He did this so that he would be rewarded with earthly riches and power. Now let me take it even further. Trump Tower is a temple to the deities of the underworld, and his penthouse is a temple to Freemasonry. Now let's look at the interior of Manhattan's Freemasonic Lodge. This is from Manhattan's Lodge in his same town. Now look at the chandelier on the ceiling. It's round and there's two of them. There's a pair of them, and toward the bottom of the chandelier is a little bulb that extrudes. Now let's look inside of Trump's penthouse. Look at his chandelier. They are similar. Is that all there is? No. Freemasonic lodges will often feature the twin pillars of Jacob and Boaz. That's the name that God gave to Solomon when he built the temple for Israel that was dedicated to him. God told him to place two pillars on the outside and name them Jacob and Boaz. And Jacob means he will establish it, and Boaz means by his strength. So together it means by his strength, God will establish it. And often in their Freemasonic lodges, they will place imitations of Jacob and Boaz, the pair, the two pillars. Here we see another Freemasonic lodge, and we can see that they have the pillars in pairs. There's several images right here. Now, let's look at Donald Trump's penthouse. The pillars are installed also in pairs. So there you go, folks. The evidence is before you and sitting. He seems to favor putting his thumb and fingertips together and pointing his hand downwards. And as we look at the hand gesture, it appears to be making an inverted pyramid. He's always doing this. So the question is why? And of course, to show intellectual honesty, we must also include that maybe it's just a habit. Perhaps his fingertips are normally attracted to each other and he can't help it. If that's the case, it's a subconscious thing, maybe. Or is it deliberate? It is one of the Freemasonry signs. And as we look at the images, they look deliberate. I wondered if he's commanded to do it. Like, if he stops, will someone be unhappy? Or what if he's doing it to earn something? Now, we're going to talk about that in a moment. But these gestures appear to be making the inverted pyramid. But what does that mean? What is the inverted pyramid? Well, to explain it, we're going to look at a quick background of the Freemasonry symbol, the inverted pyramid. Try to get a hold of what I'm about to share in the following primer, because it's going to help explain where I am going with this. And also, if you may be a born-again Christian and you love Jesus, I want you to know that these symbols that I'm going to show you can do you no harm. Now, the inverted pyramid is a symbol that's used by Freemasons, members of the occult, Satanists, New Agers, pagans, and many others who practice esoteric mysticism and dark arts. Its origin is found in the ancient fertility cult of Babylon. Now, how important is the inverted triangle to the occult? Well, let's take a look at this. The symbol is extolled by Satanists. This is Lucifer's symbol. The upside-down triangle is revered and used in many occult rituals. Right here is an image taken from an early 1900s book of their practice. Now, in this one, you can see that this ritualistic talisman utilizes both the upright and the inverted triangle. And then we have another one here. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the inverted triangle has special meaning to those who are allied with the underworld. Now, and Satan are equals who depend on each other for the universe to function. And as a result, there's no such thing as right and wrong. It's only balance. Now, Freemasons believe that when an initiate of their craft gains a full understanding of dualism then they will reach illumination. And they have many symbols for dualism, including the tiled floor in many of their lodges. And this is to show the opposites that together work for balance. And dualism is also represented in the very popular Freemasonry symbol of the square and the compass. If they regularly show the symbolic gestures openly and in plain sight, then they are also practicing an invocation to the deity in plain sight. You see, just making the symbol with their hands is not an empty gesture. It's actually an invocation to their gods. And Donald Trump often postures himself with the inverted pyramid gesture. So we have to ask, if he is an active participant of the craft, he's doing it in plain sight. But is that all there is? No. Donald Trump has exhibited and promoted the inverted pyramid in other areas of his life.
And among the signs of God.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth.
I own virtually everything.
No matter where I go in the world, people want me. So I had a lot of success. I believe in bragging about yourself.
Everything's set for tonight, Mr. Trump. I wonder what Trump's game is this time.
Trump's got a new game. Trump's got a new deal. What's your game, Donald? Heard about Trump's new deal? Trump has a new game. What is it? Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, wait.
My new game is Trump, the game.
Trump, the game where you deal for everything you ever wanted to own. Because it's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win.
Yes!
Play Trump, the game from Milton Bradley.
I think you'll like it.
Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump.
It's the Donald! Oh my God!
Hey, Donald.
Told me you were here. You look great.
Thank you very much. Donald owns this restaurant.
Oh.
This is my friend Mike McNeil.
Hey, listen. Are you bagging her? Huh? Are you? No, we just met. Well, call me Liz.
Oh, sure. Thanks.
Okay, boys, it's time to get serious. So let me tell you that all the money that I win from you tonight is the first income I've gotten that's not been garnished by the Bank of Margot.
I hope you have a good lawyer.
Donald, listen, it's 50 cents to open. Okay, here's a news flash. You're rich, all right?
And I didn't get rich by throwing away quarters. All right, okay.
Samantha, a cosmopolitan, and Donald Trump. You just don't get more New York than that.
Look at this right here on the street. It's Donald Trump.
What are you, morons? Wait.
Trump?
I hear Kelson finally dumped you.
Not exactly, no. We just came to a mutual understanding that she couldn't bear me for another second.
Mike?
Donald.
Mr. Trump here wrote The Art of the Deal. Then he wrote a new bestseller, The Art of the Comeback.
2 books.
Wow.
Donald Trump, I'd like you to meet... Oh, what am I talking about? All you handsome zillionaires know each other.
Donald! Maxwell Sheffield, how do you do?
Buddy is going to crash and burn and take his clients with him.
Excuse me.
I'm here with Donald Trump, for God's sake. How long is it going to be?
I have checks sitting on 2 tables. Ah, Miss Ayers, how nice to see you. I have Mr. Cuddy's usual table. Cuddy?
Sorry, Frank, but I'm going to go crash and burn with Cuddy. Call me.
Hi, Dad, it's me. You're gonna be so proud of me. I'm gonna win this race.
Waldo, you're the best son money can buy.
Thanks, Dad.
Look, without Derek Zoolander, male modeling wouldn't be what it is today.
Actually, hiring Eddie was my idea from the beginning.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
The Donald is here, live on Monday Night Raw. Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump taking down Vince McMahon! My God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump on Vince McMahon has happened at WrestleMania 23. I didn't think he would do it. Okay.
Give thanks.
Give thanks to Hashem, for his work is good, his kindness endures forever. Presented to President Donald J. Trump for his extraordinary and heroic efforts, I like that very much, to help the state of Israel and the Jewish people. He and his family should be blessed eternally. From the Israel Heritage Foundation, July 10th, 2023. I want to thank you, Rabbi. That's all.
Very well done. And it says in small print, and you must win and be the president again.
You must win.
You
He
must
is going
win.
to win.
Must
He's-
win.
Listen,
Let me put it this way.
He's
If
gonna
we
win.
don't win, Israel's in big trouble.
I promised I would show you this, and I've just added it in quickly. Donald is a Scottish masculine name meaning world ruler or world mighty, derived from the Gaelic Domhnall, combining elements for world, Dumno and rule power, Val. It has deep roots in Celtic and Scottish history, popularised by Scottish kings, and its commons nicknames include Don, Donny and Donny. So Donald Trump means world ruler. The Antichrist will one day rule the world.